What's strange about loneliness? At first, it feels like freedom. No one asks where you are. No one is waiting for your message. No one demands your attention. You can do whatever you want. And for the first few days, it can even feel good. You wake up whenever you want. You go wherever you want. You watch whatever you want. And it feels like you're finally free. And then it becomes quiet. Too quiet. And you start noticing the things you used to constantly distract yourself from. Your thoughts, your fears, your regrets, and yourself. When someone you've grown used to disappears from your life, you experience a strange feeling at first. It's as if you've been set free. You no longer have to reply to anyone. You don't have to adjust to someone else. You don't have to explain your actions. You don't have to constantly think about another person. And your brain perceives it as a kind of rest. But people quickly get used to absence. And that's when things get interesting. Because the problem with loneliness isn't that there's no one around. The problem is that now, there's nothing to drown out yourself. Silence starts to speak. Imagine an ordinary evening. You come home, take off your shoes, throw your phone onto the bed, sit down. And suddenly you realize there's no one to text. Not because no one is online, but because there's genuinely no one you can say, "How was your day?" And in that moment, you feel the emptiness. You pick up your phone, open Instagram, then TikTok, then Instagram again. You don't even know what you're looking for. You just don't want to be alone with the silence. Because silence makes you think. And sometimes, thinking hurts more than you realize. You start going back to the past. And this is where the brain starts doing something very strange. It brings your past back to you. You remember the person, the conversation, the message, the argument, the kiss. That moment when everything was good. And you start thinking, what if I had said something different back then? What if I had done things differently? What if I can still get it back? You replay the same events over and over again, even though you know you can't change anything anymore. This is one of the most painful sides of loneliness. When you have no one to share the present with, your mind starts living in the past. You try to fill the emptiness. And that's when people start looking for a replacement. Some people start working more. Some spend all their time at the gym. Some start meeting new people. Some endlessly scroll through social media. Some jump into a new relationship right after the previous one. Some simply keep themselves constantly busy. And from the outside, it looks like he's doing just fine. But sometimes it's not coping. Sometimes it's just running away. Because you can keep yourself busy 24 hours a day and still feel completely alone. The most uncomfortable encounter. There's a moment most people try to avoid. The moment when there's nothing left to distract yourself with. Your phone is dead. Work is over. The gym is closed. Your friends are busy. No one is texting you. And you're left alone. Not physically, psychologically. And that's when the question appears. Who am I when there's no one around? Not someone's boyfriend or girlfriend. Not a friend. Not a colleague. Not someone's son. Not a person trying to prove something to someone. Just you. Without social roles. Without someone else's attention. Without external validation of your worth. And for many people, that is more frightening than loneliness itself. Because we've gotten used to finding ourselves through other people. We constantly receive confirmation of who we are. Someone tells you, "You're beautiful." Someone says, "I need you." Someone says, "You did a great job." Someone wants to spend the evening with you. Someone texts you first. And gradually, we start confusing other people's attention with our own sense of worth. But when people disappear, that reflection disappears with them. And for the first time, you have to answer the question yourself: who am I when no one is watching? But loneliness can do something incredible. If you don't run away, if you stay, if you allow yourself to sit with the silence, something begins to change. Gradually, you start to understand what you truly like, what you truly want, what kind of people you need in your life, what kind of relationships are right for you, which things you did only for other people's approval, which dreams were truly yours, and which ones you simply borrowed from the people around you. And slowly, something incredibly important begins to emerge: the ability to rely on yourself. You start becoming someone you genuinely enjoy being with. You can go to a cafe alone, go to the movies alone, go for a walk alone, go to the gym alone, travel alone. And at first, it feels strange. Then it becomes normal. And eventually, you start enjoying your own company. You no longer look for someone simply because you're afraid of spending an evening alone. You start choosing people because you genuinely want them in your life. And that's a huge difference. Because there's a big difference between "I need someone so I don't feel lonely" and "I'm perfectly fine on my own, but I want to share my life with you." Maybe loneliness isn't actually the problem. We're used to thinking that loneliness is something bad, that you're supposed to be in a relationship, that you're supposed to have people around you, that you're supposed to constantly be talking to someone. But sometimes, loneliness is simply space. Space where you can finally hear your own thoughts, understand where you're going, and decide who you want to become. Sometimes, life removes people from it, not to punish you, but so that you can finally see what remains when they're gone. So, if you're alone right now, and you feel like something is wrong with you, maybe it's not about losing someone. Maybe, for the first time, you've been given the opportunity to find yourself, because sometimes you really have to lose the life you were used to understand what kind of life you want to build. And maybe the most important person you'll ever have to learn how to be with is yourself. Because in the end, you don't truly get to know yourself when you're surrounded by people. You get to know yourself when you're alone.